Alright, what's up dog? So today is not going to be a vlog, it's going to be like an informational kind of video on how we're going to pack for a 3-day 2-night mountain adventure. Specifically, I'm going to be in Philippines and I'm going to be hiking Mount Apo, which is like the biggest mountain in Philippines. So before we get started, I know you're probably thinking, this is a pretty dope t-shirt, and I understand man. This is from my brand, Reverie, go check it out. So before we get started, you need to understand that every mountain has its own demands. Some might have muddy terrain, some might have rocky terrain, some might have sandy terrain, some might have fluctuating weathers and all that kind of stuff. So you need to plan according to the mountain that you're going to. That means you need to do a little bit of homework before you actually get packing. So according to the homework that I did, I'm going to be experiencing a lot of mud on the first day, as well as a bit of the heat and humidity. The second day is going to be a bit less muddy, but it's going to be a lot more colder. The third day is going to be hot and humid again. And every night on the mountain is also going to be pretty cold. So with that in mind, I know exactly how to break down the apparel. So day 1, I'm going to be wearing the Reverie Performance Lightning Tank and the Reverie Performance Shorts. Not trying to toot my own horn, but this honestly dries very fast, so I think it's going to be very good for the mountain. And also for the Reverie Shorts, there's like the pocket here, so I can fit like that water bottle in here, which is going to be pretty ideal. So that's pretty important because on a mountain hike, you're going to forget to drink water pretty easily. You're going to be so occupied by the views and the terrain and the difficulties, so drinking water is going to be at the back of your mind. Having the water near you is going to be very important if you don't want to be dehydrated throughout the hike. So day 1 is going to be dry fit apparel and your underwear. For the most part, day 2 and day 3 is also going to be dry fit apparel, but that's just going to be the base layer. I brought one long sleeve just in case, and the others are shorts. So depending on the hike, your legs might be grazed against a bit of bushes and stuff. So what you might want to do is to wear shorts and sleeves, or you can just wear cargo pants. I prefer the comfort of wearing shorts over pants, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with shorts. A mountain is a mountain, but it's still a personal preference kind of thing. So yeah, for the active apparel, that's the plan. So for the night, it's gonna be a little bit different. At night, in mountainous areas, it's gonna get really damn cold. So on the previous mountain hike I did at Mount Rinjani, I really underestimated it. At the base camp, I was really shivering pretty bad. So yeah, this time I'm gonna be actually prepared. The plan now is to wear cargo pants at night, either one of these hoodies, and then a windbreaker on top. I feel like this is probably gonna be enough. So yeah. And also Mount Apo is known for very erratic windy weather, so that's gonna be a bit scary. We're gonna see how. Okay, so in terms of water, you need to plan it with your guides. So I have one water bladder that I'll be keeping in my bag, one soft flask that I'll keep in my shorts. This soft flask I'll also keep in my bag. You really don't want to carry too much because water is going to be extremely heavy for your hike. Discuss with the porter how much water you're going to bring and plan accordingly. Depending on how much you sweat, I think 2 liters per day for one person will be quite okay. Then we got the accessories. I've got arm sleeves because I'm going to be wearing a tank top, and yeah, might get a tan. Oakley eye jackets because you know you want to look fucking cool while doing it. Beanie because it might get cold. So yeah, bananas here. Bananas are cool and all, but there's actually a function to it. You can wear it as a balaclava in case there's like a lot of smoke or anything, or you can just use it on your head, or you can wipe sweat. So yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty essential thing, even though it probably seems like it's just something you wear just to look cool. Packable towel, this is very important. For most 3-day 2-night hikes in Southeast Asia, you're probably not going to be showering, so yeah, you need to take care of yourself as much as you can. So I'm trusting my friends to bring the wet wipes for me, so yeah, wet wipes are going to be super important for your hike. That's the best way for you to get a mini shower in after your day ends. So on the topic of self-care, this is going to be important. You're going to be very smelly, but some kind of deodorant would help. If you're wearing contacts, go and get some eye drops. Actually, even if you're not wearing contacts, I think it's still quite good to have some eye drops. Nut butter, it does exactly what you think it does. Lubing up is going to be super important because you don't want to get shaved in your hike. Lip gloss, so unless you're going to be super hydrated the whole way, you're going to need to use it. SPF 50 sunblock, and there's I think a built-in moisturizer also, so yeah, this is good. Lighter and matchsticks, a spork and foldable cup. Our porters will be cooking for us food, but I don't know, I think it's just an ultramarathoner practice for me to just bring this along no matter what. First aid kit is going to be important. You're just going to need the essentials to treat like basic cuts and wounds and that kind of stuff. It's one of those things where you just hope you're not going to use it at all, but you kind of need to have it. Headlamp, this depends on how often you're going to be hiking in the dark. I think one single charge should be enough, but I'm still going to carry a portable charger anyway. Alright, then we got gloves. This is like a safety kind of thing, but it's not really completely necessary, just depends on your personal preference I guess, but I would recommend it. Trail snacks, this is going to be pretty fucking important. So if there's one thing I learned from doing ultramarathons is that if you don't want to bonk and you don't want to blank out completely, you need to keep eating consistently all the way. Your body's going to be under stress for a very long period of time, so for you to feel like you're on top of your nutrition, you need to make sure you keep eating all the way. You're gonna get meals from your porters, which might be enough, but you still need a little bit of snacks just to keep you going. Having that taste of like the kind of sweetness, the saltiness, the chocolate, or whatever it is going to be good. These are like my personal favorites for like mountain hikes. I like this because it's damn soft and it's very easy to go down. This is great because there's like that saltiness and also that sourness. Yeah, exactly that. Unfortunately, I don't have enough electrolyte sachets with me, but yeah, ideally I would take like 2 a day. Okay, so for the shoes, These are my weapons of choice. The color is like damn faded because I like really abused the shit out of this. It used to be white, I think. But yeah, for a mountain hike, you don't really need hiking boots. I think trail running shoes are pretty dope also for mountain hikes. Most trail running shoes have like their kind of Vibram sole, so yeah, there's that traction there. Even though like mine is kind of getting worn out, but yeah, I think I can still last like one more hike and maybe a lot more runs. To be honest, I wouldn't even recommend hiking boots. Partially because you don't have flexibility at your ankle area. I personally like to have control over my body, so having that obstruction there at your ankle just doesn't sit right with me. I think this opinion is kind of unpopular in the hiking community, but yeah, that's just my take. Also, I don't think there's a point to get waterproof boots. Let's just take for example, you have a river crossing. If you're wearing a waterproof shoe through a river crossing, sure, water will not go in. But in the case where water somehow seeps in, the water will not be able to leave the shoe because it's waterproof. So when the water stays inside the shoe, it's going to be a puddle forming up right there, and that's where your feet is going to get wrinkly and you're going to get trench foot. With that trench foot, your skin will start wrinkling up, and that's when you start getting skin issues. So having this kind of skin issues and not taking care of yourself for a 3-day 2-night hike, you're gonna get very big problems, and the pain is just gonna keep compounding and compounding. So yeah, the self-care is important. Waterproof boots, not so important. And then we got the electronics. You gotta bring your portable charger, whatever batteries you need to go and charge your camera if you're doing content creation, your phone, and your headlamp. Make sure you have enough battery to last you the whole thing, because that's going to be very important. Make sure you charge everything up and then you go. I'm just going to look through my list and see if I forgot anything. Oh yeah, fuck. Okay, so you need Ziploc bags. As much as you can, try and keep all your dry stuff inside Ziploc bags. Yeah, cannot believe I forgot that. That's a very, very important thing. What else did I forget? Oh, socks, but okay, I will pack them anyway, but yeah, any kind of socks will do, it's not that much of an issue. Oh, trekking poles. So yeah, I didn't mention it because my guide already has them, so yeah, I'm just gonna borrow it from him. Thing about trekking poles is, a lot of airports will not accept that in your hand carry luggage, so you kind of have to check them in. Sometimes you can kind of get away with it, but sometimes you can't, so yeah, depends on the risk that you want to take. So in terms of first aid, I'm not very equipped. That first aid kit that I showed you just now was very, very small, so yeah, one of my friends in the group is pretty well equipped with the first aid stuff, so yeah, so we're just going to rely on them. Oh, emergency whistle. Emergency whistle is also going to be very important. You also need to have spare cash with you. You never know, some of the mountain people will be setting up businesses and shops, so yeah, having a little bit of a snack or some kind of food and drinks nearby will be pretty dope. Also, you need some kind of verification, but most likely if you're going on an overseas hike, you're probably going to carry a passport, so yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, so that's about it. If you got any questions, just drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to help.